I meet with and speak to a lot of people every week whose primary role is business development and sales. These are folks across all industry segments, not just insurance. They come from banking, professional services, financial services, technology, and a lot more. And a lot of these professionals are also the entrepreneur, the business owner, the rainmaker for their firms, both big and small. I'm not sure what made me realize this or think about it, but what I often see and hear in these conversations is that everyone is so busy. But if I ask about how they're doing relative to their sales goals or their objectives, I often get an uncomfortable response like, "Oh, I'm doing okay," or "I'm really busy." Look, I'm not a coach or a consultant. I'm more of an observer of human behavior. I use my observations to improve my own results and behaviors. Now, in my circle of friends and connections, there are a handful of really high-performing people, and there are a lot of moderate performers. These are people who regularly hit their goals. Now, this group of moderate performers are mostly still very highly compensated people. They do very well, and I'm not throwing shade at anyone. I'm in this group. Instead, what I want to communicate today is that I think a lot of biz dev professionals, including myself, we get caught in a rut. We fulfill our expectations, we develop slightly more business than we did last year, we exceed goal even when it's our own business and our own goals, and we think we're happy. But what happens to these good or moderate performers is that I think we all forget to dream. We forget to think big. We think that doing 10% more than we did last year is crushing it. The idea of producing twice or 3 times or 5 times as much revenue is so out of the question that it doesn't even enter our minds. But there are some really good top performers that do shoot for 2, 3, or 5 times their normal production range, and they hit it or they get pretty close. Shit, if you set a goal of 5x and you came in at 2x, wouldn't that excite you? Now I can hear the rumblings right now. "Gordon, you don't know what you're talking about. I do dream big, but it's impossible to grow 2x or 3x, or you have no clue how difficult it is out there," etc., etc., etc. I get it. Maybe you're right. But my goal today is to challenge that thinking and to get you to think bigger. I'm also encouraging you to surround yourself with people who do think big and take action every day to be better and bigger. Be more productive, and those that aren't afraid to dream and create the action steps necessary to fulfill those dreams. There's a famous quote by Henry Ford that I think is really applicable. "Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right." If you change your mindset, you may actually be able to hit those outrageous goals. And like I said earlier, if you had a big, hairy, audacious goal and you hit a large portion of it, what would that do for you and your family? Here's the bottom line. Business development is tough. It's really tough. I totally understand that because I live it every day just like you. The way you dream big or think big is by doing it. You need a support group, a mastermind, a peer group. You need someone to kick you in the ass every week or so to encourage you, to make you think more strategically, to make you think outside of the box that we all too often get stuck in. I also think you need some time to yourself. That may be an early morning here or there where all you do is brainstorm ideas and set a course, or it could be a retreat just for yourself and maybe some other people on your team where there's no phone calls, no emails, and no disruptions. Today is June 13th. We're quickly approaching the midway mark of the year. How are you doing on your goals? What would it take to blow the doors off of them? What are you willing to do to make that happen? I'd love to hear your comments, suggestions, or ideas to help our community grow, to dream and do better. You can make those comments in the comment section below, or you can drop me an email. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching. If you like this type of content, tell me by subscribing and hitting that thumbs up button. Thanks a lot.